Guys, in this video we will talk about EV and what is the correct size of a solar system if you want to charge an EV. So we're going to use a specific question that came in the Facebook group, and that was about an EV with 60 to 70 kilowatt hour battery. And the question is, what size solar do I need to charge this car? So the assumption is that the solar system will only be used for charging the EV. In most cases, this is obviously not correct, but we're going to simplify the answer just to make sure that everybody understands the numbers, and then you can modify after that so that you can consider more factors. But I will simplify that so that it will be easy to understand. Okay. So first of all, the customer said that he will only be topping up. So we're gonna assume for this example that the topping up, maybe not every day, but for simplicity, we will say 30 kilowatt hours every day for topping up the car. That must come from the solar. So the solar system has to produce around 30 kilowatt hours per day. So we can say that when we talk about solar energy and sizing, a normal 5 kilowatt system that has a 5 kilowatt inverter and has, 6.5 kilowatt of panels on the roof will produce about 22 to 24, let's say, because these are averages. On average, that is if we look on the whole year, and then we take the total power and divide by number of days, we get that a 5 kilowatt system will produce around 22 to 24 kilowatt hours per day on average. So that means that on some days it will be as low as under 10 on the rainy days, and on the good days it will be far over 30. So if we see that in relation to this number, we can see that a 5 kilowatt system, at least you will be able to get almost a full top up if you use the energy from the solar system only for the EV. Now, of course, normally when you have a solar system, you will be using a lot for the house. So if you do that, let's say that half of this goes to the house, then you would only be able to charge, the battery maybe 10, 15 kilowatt hours in one day. Which for some will be not enough, for others it will be okay. Just depends how far you drive and, things like that. So, but this shows you how you can think about it quite easily. When you know that 5 kilowatt system will produce about that average, you just have to remember sometimes less, sometimes more. And then you have to see that in relationship to how much charging you need on the EV per day. So if I look at my customers, and he would pose me this question, so I would say that for a normal customer that uses already partly or most of the energy for his house, then I would say 5 kilowatt is not enough. He has to go to 10 kilowatt. But of course, if you only want to use the solar system for EV and you're only going to charge 20, 30 kilowatt hours per day, a 5 kilowatt system will be enough, as long as you accept that sometimes it will be a lot less. But it certainly, of course, it's the best is to go for a much bigger system, because obviously to maximize return of investment, you want to have power for the house too. So the general recommendation for EV owners would be that they would need 10 kilowatt at least, maybe even more. So that they have between 5 and 7 kilowatt for the EV, and then they can have the rest for the house, something like that. Okay, though, I hope these numbers help, and if any confusion or additional questions, just post in the group. Okay, guys.